So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. This is Hines, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wonder, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
On 3rd down, Brissett. Over the middle, complete. That's Hines. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. This is Marlon Mack, 3rd-year running back. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well, they had that one snipped out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Brissett from the gun on 3rd. Flushed out right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Vinatieri's kick is good. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the... Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Steelers' 5-yard line.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. To throw, Brissett. Eluding the pressure, feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to hold them to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
I got you. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
Take both of them.
What we got?
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Roethlisberger escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down.
Go.
Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. And he's got Moncrief. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. You think back to all the big games that Big Ben has had over the years in his NFL career, and numbers-wise, his biggest game came against these Indianapolis Colts. That was in October 2014. The numbers from that, gosh, video game like 522 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a 51-34 Steeler win in Pittsburgh. That one goes for 24 yards. Roethlisberger now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. A give to Michel running right, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Being chased out left. Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
Easy. Hey, foxtrot. Take 2 of them.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. Everyone happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Brissett sets to throw it. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. On first down, Hines. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down now, it's Mack. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Third and short yardage, Brissett. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Strong right. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. Big ass.
Double.
Watch out.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Well, that's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And the Steelers on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Okay. Here we go. Flash it third.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Ebron caught left side. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. The Colts on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14. To throw is Brissett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hines. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead stretches 16-3 now. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we have an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Here's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this fielded at the 2. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it's up. This is good, and it makes it a 16-10 game now. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try to get this offense going with Michelle. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Hey, Charlie.
Check 43. Bang, 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 bang.
Here's Roethlisberger. His throw caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. And they will run it with Michelle. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Michelle going to try again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Sony Michel, touchdown number 15 of the year. As his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Boswell good with the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They had that lead, looked pretty comfortable in the first half, maybe got a little bit overconfident because that's gone now.
Almost takes us back to being kids, doesn't it? Because I know at some point your dad did the exact same thing mine did.
Okay.
It's okay to be confident, son, but overconfident, that's not a good thing. And that's maybe what we saw here. They thought they had this thing in hand, had full control, and guess what? They've got to find a way to get back to where they were before.
You think Papa Davis and Papa Gordon would get along?
I think they'd get along just fine. And you know something? They'd still be giving us advice.
Absolutely. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Yo. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98 for Mike.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would like to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
At the 25-yard line.
Black 20.
Check butts it. Check butts it. I'm coming for you, 27. I'm coming for you.
44.
Tight end right.
Hey, Stu. He's slack.
Roethlisberger. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Credit that sack to Jabal Sheard.
Good job.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger will throw. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, Michelle. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the Colts'
Like
26-yard line.
80. Hey. Squirrel.
Hey, 58 is a Mike.
What's up? 59, what's up? 59, what's up? Cross.
36, 36.
Middle.
Shoot. Check it back.
No spacing.
On 2nd and 12, Roethlisberger. His throw caught right around the 6. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
That! Block 80!
Mike, 58, right there. Here we go.
Block 80!
Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Sony Michel, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett had his hands on it but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
He was covered by Steven Nelson.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Brissett. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Incomplete. It's 4th down.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Hey, Haywood!
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Cut.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Philip Dorsett, 87 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Brissett. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Out of the gun, Brissett. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
53, Mike 53. You got me too. You got nothing. Check.
Jack 16.
Check 53, Mike.
Let's go.
Pick it up.
And it's Michel once again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
180.
Mike 58, right there.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
On the ground, Michel. He's going to have the first down past the 20 and all the way up to the 31-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Clayton Gathers makes the stop. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 16 yards, a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And down to the 28-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Justin Houston in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a...
And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Indy. And even 50 yards. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
I hope you brought your records. I'm about to take you to school. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Watch the cut.
From the red zone now, Brissett steps away to his left. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that will shave one more off this. Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for the Steelers, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.